Welcome to a remarkable exploration of ancient Egypt, a civilization that continues to captivate and mystify us thousands of years later. While its towering pyramids and the enigmatic Sphinx often steal the spotlight, there's so much more beneath the surface of this ancient world. In this video, we'll uncover 25 astonishing, lesser-known facts about ancient Egypt. Each reveals not only the ingenuity of its people, but also how their legacy continues to shape modern civilization. 1. The oldest known peace treaty. In 1259 BCE, during the reign of Pharaoh Ramses II, Egypt and the Hittite Empire signed what is widely regarded as the first recorded peace treaty. This treaty, known as the Treaty of Kadesh, ended years of conflict between the two powerful nations. Following the epic Battle of Kadesh, one of the largest chariot battles in history, the treaty established mutual boundaries and emphasized cooperation. Remarkably, a copy of this treaty is displayed at the United Nations headquarters as a testament to the importance of diplomacy. 2. Egyptians loved board games. Board games were a cornerstone of leisure in ancient Egypt, and one of the most popular was Fascinate. This game, dating back over 5,000 years, was played on a grid of 30 squares and involved a mix of luck and strategy. Archaeological evidence suggests the game had a deep connection to Egyptian spirituality, symbolizing the journey of the soul through the afterlife. Tomb paintings often depict Egyptians playing Fascinate, highlighting its cultural significance. 3. Women had legal rights. Ancient Egyptian women enjoyed rights that were extraordinary for their time. They could own land, inherit wealth, initiate divorce, and even conduct business transactions independently. Women like Queen Nefertari and Pharaoh Hatshepsut demonstrate the respect and power women could wield. Hatshepsut, for instance, ruled as one of the most successful pharaohs, commissioning grand temples and expanding trade routes. 4. Pyramids weren't built by slaves. Contrary to popular belief, the pyramids were not constructed by enslaved labor. Archaeological findings, including workers' tombs and nearby settlements, indicate that these builders were skilled laborers who were well-fed and housed. They worked in rotating shifts and were deeply respected for their contributions. This challenges the long-standing misconception of pyramid construction being a product of forced labor. 5. Makeup wasn't just for beauty. Both men and women in ancient Egypt adorned themselves with makeup, primarily kohl eyeliner. This wasn't merely for aesthetic purposes. Kohl was believed to protect the eyes from the harsh glare of the sun and to ward off infections. Additionally, makeup held spiritual significance, as it was thought to invoke the protection of the gods Horus and Ra. 6. Ancient Egyptians invented toothpaste. The Egyptians were remarkably advanced in dental hygiene, especially considering their coarse diet of bread and grains, which often led to tooth damage. They invented an early form of toothpaste made from ingredients like crushed rock salt, dried iris flowers, mint, and even powdered ox hooves. These efforts to maintain oral health highlight their ingenuity in tackling practical problems. 7. Mummification took 70 days. The process of mummification was central to Egyptian beliefs about the afterlife. It took 70 days to complete, beginning with the removal of internal organs, which were placed in canopic jars. The body was then dehydrated using natron salts and wrapped in layers of linen. This meticulous process ensured the deceased's physical form was preserved for eternity, aligning with their spiritual beliefs. 8. Cats were sacred. Cats held a special place in Egyptian society and were often associated with the goddess Bastet, a deity representing home, fertility, and protection. Killing a cat, even accidentally, was considered a grave offense punishable by law. Families mourned their cats deeply, sometimes even shaving their eyebrows as a sign of grief. 9. They used papyrus for paper. Papyrus revolutionized record-keeping in ancient Egypt. Made from the papyrus plant that grew abundantly along the Nile, this early form of paper was lightweight, durable, and easily transportable. Papyrus was used for everything from administrative documents to literature and religious texts, becoming one of ancient Egypt's most influential innovations. 10. The calendar we use today originated in Egypt. The Egyptian calendar, designed around the annual flooding of the Nile, was one of the earliest attempts at measuring time accurately. It consisted of 365 days divided into 12 months of 30 days each, with an additional 5 days for festivals. This model formed the basis of the Julian calendar and eventually influenced the Gregorian calendar we use today. 11. The Great Pyramid was covered in white limestone. The Great Pyramid of Giza, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, originally glistened with polished white limestone casing stones. These stones reflected sunlight, making the pyramid visible from miles away. Over time, most of the casing stones were removed or repurposed, leaving the rough core we see today. 12. Obelisks were symbols of the sun. Obelisks were towering monuments dedicated to the sun god Ra. Crafted from a single block of stone, these structures often had inscriptions honoring the pharaoh who commissioned them. They symbolized a ray of sunlight and were strategically placed at temple entrances to harness divine energy. 13. The Sphinx's nose is missing due to erosion and vandalism. The Great Sphinx of Giza has captivated visitors for centuries, yet its face is incomplete. Historical accounts and studies suggest that the nose was destroyed by deliberate vandalism, possibly during the Ottoman period, as well as natural erosion over millennia. 14. Hieroglyphs were sacred writing. Hieroglyphs, the intricate writing system of ancient Egypt, were not used for everyday communication. Instead, they were reserved for ceremonial, religious, and monumental purposes. The symbols, comprising over 700 unique characters, conveyed complex ideas and often combined phonetic and ideographic elements. Hieroglyphs adorned temple walls, tombs, and monuments, offering prayers to gods, detailing royal decrees, and celebrating victories. Despite their beauty, they were challenging to learn, and only trained scribes mastered their usage. 15. Egyptians were experts in medicine. Egyptians were pioneers in medicine, blending practical treatments with spiritual rituals. Their medical knowledge is documented in papyri such as the Edwin Smith Papyrus, which details surgical techniques and diagnoses, and the Ebers Papyrus, which lists hundreds of remedies. They performed surgeries, set broken bones, and used prosthetics. Herbs like garlic and honey served as antiseptics, while their spiritual practices aimed to balance the body and soul. This dual approach highlights their holistic understanding of health. 16. The pharaoh's beard was fake. The beard was a significant symbol of power and divinity for the pharaohs. Interestingly, even female rulers like Hatshepsut donned ceremonial false beards to assert their authority and align themselves with the gods. These beards, crafted from precious metals like gold, were intricately designed and strapped to the chin. They represented the pharaoh's divine connection to Osiris, the god of the afterlife. 17. Workers were paid in beer and bread. In ancient Egypt, beer and bread were not only dietary staples, but also served as currency. Laborers, including those who built the pyramids, were compensated with daily rations of these essential foods. Beer, made from fermented barley, was highly nutritious and safer to drink than water due to its alcohol content, which killed harmful bacteria. This system ensured workers were well fed and motivated. 18. The Rosetta Stone was the key to deciphering hieroglyphs. Discovered by French soldiers in 1799, the Rosetta Stone was instrumental in understanding ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs. The stone featured the same text in 3 scripts: Greek, Demotic, and hieroglyphic. Scholars, including Jean-François Champollion, used the Greek translation to crack the code of hieroglyphs, unlocking the secrets of Egypt's written records and shedding light on its history and culture. 19. Cleopatra wasn't Egyptian. Despite being one of Egypt's most famous rulers, Cleopatra VII was not ethnically Egyptian. She descended from the Macedonian Greek Ptolemaic dynasty, which ruled Egypt after Alexander the Great's conquest. Cleopatra, however, embraced Egyptian culture, and was one of the few Ptolemaic rulers to learn the Egyptian language. Her political acumen and alliances with Julius Caesar and Mark Antony have cemented her legacy as a powerful and enigmatic figure in history. 20. The Nile was central to life. The Nile River was the lifeblood of ancient Egypt, providing fertile soil, transportation, and sustenance. Its annual floods deposited nutrient-rich silt, enabling the Egyptians to grow crops such as wheat, barley, and flax. The river also served as a highway for trade and communication, connecting various regions of the kingdom. The Egyptians revered the Nile as a divine gift, dedicating hymns and rituals to its waters. 21. Pyramids had hidden passages. The pyramids were marvels of engineering and mystery, often featuring hidden chambers and passageways to deter tomb robbers. The Great Pyramid of Giza, for instance, contains a network of shafts and concealed rooms. Some chambers, like the King's Chamber, house the pharaoh's sarcophagus, while others remain unexplored, sparking speculation about their purpose. The intricate design reflects the Egyptians' dedication to protecting their ruler's journey to the afterlife. 22. Egyptian art was highly symbolic. Egyptian art adhered to strict conventions, emphasizing symbolism over realism. Figures were depicted in a composite view, showing heads and legs in profile but torsos front-facing. This style conveyed ideals rather than capturing individual likenesses. Colors also carried meaning. Green symbolized fertility, black represented rebirth, and gold signified the divine. Art served as a visual language, reinforcing religious beliefs and societal values. 23. They believed in a heart-centered afterlife. In Egyptian belief, the heart was the seat of thought, emotion, and morality. During the weighing of the heart ceremony, the deceased's heart was weighed against the feather of Maat, representing truth and justice. A balanced scale indicated a virtuous life, granting access to the afterlife. If the heart was heavy with sin, it was devoured by Ammit, a fearsome creature, condemning the soul to oblivion. 24. The Library of Alexandria was a treasure trove of knowledge. The Library of Alexandria, established by Ptolemy. The first in the 3rd century BCE, was an intellectual hub of the ancient world. Housing hundreds of thousands of scrolls, it sought to gather all human knowledge, attracting scholars from across the Mediterranean. The library's tragic destruction, likely due to fires over successive centuries, remains one of history's great losses, symbolizing the fragility of human progress. 25. The legacy lives on. From their monumental architecture to their advancements in medicine, agriculture, and governance, the influence of ancient Egypt persists in modern society. Their understanding of time, invention of paper, and celebration of the arts continue to inspire. The legacy of this remarkable civilization is a testament to humanity's enduring quest for knowledge, beauty, and connection to the divine. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more amazing facts.